BRON against Stephen A. This is the battle. This is the battle that we needed. This is the war that we needed. Who's right? Who is wrong? And was LeBron right to step to Stephen A and say what he did? Let's have a fully honest conversation about this and just tell full-on truths about this. All right. So this was hilarious. I don't care when it says this was we needed this. The fact that LeBron just stepped right into Stephen A. Well, what? Keep my son out of this, bro. Keep my son out of this, bro. Because I don't think Stephen A. expected this. Because I watched like the Stephen A. segments afterwards, and he said, rightfully so, I'm not going to have an argument or in confrontation with you. So I'm going to allow you be the instigator, be the guy saying all the stuff. I'll just respond calmly, but it would be very awkward to not have a back and forth at that very moment. It's similar to people say, "Oh my gosh, Chris Rock, why didn't you react to Will Smith?" Sorry, imagine if Chris Rock reacted to Will Smith on that Oscar stage in front of millions, and you just have two black guys now fighting and punching each other on the Oscar stage. That would have been wild. So I think for Stephen, it's like, okay, look, fine. And this was always brewing. This was always brewing. And it's a case of where it's so what's the right word? I'm not shocked about this. It's just a bit surprising that it's happened. But when you think about, oh yeah, like I'm sure LeBron would have been pissed off just based on the narrative and how people were discussing Bronny, and even if you look at his tweets about how why guys giving Bronny such a hard time, and but look, my no, my thing the thing about it is that it would have been hilarious if he just punched him. Do you know what would be funny? If he said, "No, keep my son out of this, keep my son out of this, bro," and Stephen A said, "Yeah, I get that, but your son's trash. He's whack. He's a brick, and this is just nepotism gone bad." And then LeBron just says, "I basically stone cold stutters it, man." That would have been hilarious, man. This has always been what I've always found fascinating about this is that because I've been watching so I've been watching First Take for ages. First Take, Stephen A. Smith show and everything. So, and I've known that they've always had issues. And Stephen A. Smith has interviewed many of the basketball stars. Well, not all of them, but many of them. Look, this is like one of the biggest basketball stars. You had a line in with Allen Iverson. You and Kobe were very good friends. He's known Jordan. But I was like, wait, this is like one of the greatest, if not perhaps the greatest basketball player of all time. And you've never had a 1v1 interview? You're one of the prominent voices of basketball, and this is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, one of the greatest sports athletes of all time, and you've never had a 1v1 interview? And it's just been known that, based on Stephen A's commentary, LeBron has never liked Stephen A. Smith and has never given him a line in. And it's something I'm going to get into because, this is going to be like a bit of a longish video because there are many aspects here. It's what Stephen A's stance has been. And Stephen A's stance comes with consequences. I believe it's the right stance. But sometimes doing the right thing doesn't always come with great consequences because his stance has been, I'm not going to make any friends here. And I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, which was why if you look at Stephen A. Smith telling the story of Allen Iverson, him and Allen Iverson ran into issues based on him trying to be keeping it a thou with Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson don't like that because they're like, oh, you betrayed our friendship and our trust, and they had to mend that. So by Stephen A. Smith keeping it a thou, so I'm going to be critical, and how I'm critical is critical in that Stephen A. Smith way, whether you like it or not. LeBron was like, oh, this guy has gone way overboard in the criticism. No, screw this guy. And Stephen A. has just had the stance of like, no, I'm not going to be friends with these athletes. I'm going to keep it a thou. If these athletes will now no longer give me interviews because I'm keeping it a thou, fine. If you do well, I will praise you. If you do badly, I'm going to berate you. And if you don't like the way that I berate you, or you don't like how I critique you, or you don't like the manner in which I critique you, and because of that, you don't want to speak to me, talk to me, or give me interviews, hey, it is what it is. But my priority isn't to you. My priority is to the audience, guys like me. So these priorities are for basketball fans like me who wants these analysts to keep it 1,000. I don't want you to keep it 100. I need you to keep it 1,000. Dare I say a mil? I want you to keep it a mil. And that was what made First Take amazing. And we'll get there, is keeping it 1,000. So I think for LeBron, like, which is why I say this was always brewing, because this is a mixture. This is a mixture. On one hand, this is Bronny, of how he's reporting Bronny, but it's also within a subtext, his animosity towards Stephen A. Smith that goes back all the way. Because I remember that whole Miami Heat run. I remember because I used to listen to Stephen A. Smith's radio show that he used to do with this other guy from New York. Wait, what was his name? I can't. Maybe you guys can remember. He used to do a radio show with this other guy, this other New Yorker guy, and they both did a radio show. And I remember, and it might still be on one of my old phones because I had to save it. I remember the show he did after the loss of the Mavericks, and how he just went crazy of like, you're supposed to come in here and win all these trophies, and he just attacked him. So I think LeBron has always taken issue with Stephen A. Smith about how he's attacked him. So this was, yes, I'm defending my son, but I'm also as well coming after you in the way that you came after me. So it's a combo of his, some may say diatribe or critique of him, and also how he's attacked his son. But the thing here is this is that. And this is where, when I was on Twitter, people disagreed with me. And, and for me, I like a back and forth, which is why I wish we did this on a hangout, which we might do on a Vibes hangout. Because a lot of people were like, Stephen A. Smith is toxic, he's loud, he's abrasive, he's not a good analyst, he just relies on clicks, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, there are some takes that Stephen A. Smith has that are just trash. There are times where he says stuff that are useless, and also I took issue with how he was very dismissive of like the Nigerian basketball team and how he couldn't even pronounce their names and just mocking them. I was like, okay, that's a bit weird for a guy who, your ancestry is African. And he just said some stuff that has just been wild, And also I still despise how he treated Max Kellerman. And I think the way he disposed of Max Kellerman, who is an amazing analyst, I took issue with that because I was a huge Max Kellerman fan. So the way he treated him and how he pretty much screwed him over, yeah, I took issue with that. So not everything he's done I've agreed with, but I've got to take a step back and be objective that he's amazing at what he does. He is a journalist. He does have history for working for a newspaper and understanding journalistic practices. So he has a background in that. And he's entertaining. And this is like the sort of the theme of what this video is about, is that things evolve in life. What was yesterday isn't today. And what is today won't be tomorrow. Things constantly evolve. Things constantly change. And you just have to accept that. Okay, what was cool in 2010 is no longer cool in 2015. What was cool in 2015 is no longer cool in 2025. Things change. And the way sports is covered and what is required of sports journalism is different because it's become a TV show now. And Stephen A. Smith is reflecting the times, hence why he just, I think it's over 100 mil for 5 years, new contract from ESPN, because they know of his value. They know of his value. So as many haters as Stephen A. Smith has out there, I can promise you 100% he has more people that love him. There are more people who love Stephen A. Smith than hate him, because go look at his numbers on his show. Forget ESPN, which is okay, ESPN Brad. Look at his own show that he has and look at, they just hit 1 million subscribers. How do you hate someone but you subscribe to them? So if a guy has 1 million subscribers off just his own show, how is he doing something that's wrong? So you must be doing something right if you have 1 million subscribers. Whether you agree with it or not, that's different. But the fact that there is a large number of people that like what he does. I'm just one person. You're just one person. But it's not about one or two people. It's about numbers. It's about clicks. It's about audience. And he has an audience. And that's why I said to myself that, and this links into the whole BRON thing. So a big inspiration for me doing the football hot was First Take. So before the football hot was even a concept, I watched First Take every single day. And I was obsessed with this. And I always said to myself that, man, why can't we have like a football show that is as interesting as this? Like, shout out to CBS. They do try, with Jamie Carragher and Micah Richards. But the issue with Jamie Carragher and Micah Richards is their analysis is just not as succinct and as good as these two guys. Because the beauty of what First Take was, it was a perfect two-flex. These are guys who have a history of working for a newspaper and being journalists and going to school for journalism. But they had a colorful personality, an interesting personality, and they understood the need for entertainment, to entertain, to be brash, to be larger than life. And they knew that, let's make sports analysis sports entertainment. Because if you look at how guys discuss sports, it's animated, it's exciting. And that's what's with First Take. Because the thing about CBS is that Micah Richards and Jamie Carragher, whether you think they're funny or cool, they have no history in journalism. So when they analyze, it's like the man from the road analysis, So, and just in my view, they're not even as fun or as interesting or as dynamic as Stephen A. Smith or as Skip or as Shannon. So what made First Take amazing was like, no. This is the evolution of sports analysis. So what we had before was just very simple, very drab, the occasional joke here. No, these guys are not taking this to the next level. And hate him only once, because he started this with cold pizza. Skip was the pioneer of this. And Skip, he brought on Stephen A. Smith. So whether you want to say about Skip and everything, you have to respect how much of a pioneer Skip Bayless was in this thing called sports analysis, which pretty much inspired someone like me to begin the football hot. So thanks to Skip, to Stephen A. Smith, to Shannon, but to First Take, this is one person who was inspired by what they did of like, man, yeah, like sports analysis should be fun. Like the whole point of the hangouts is we're hanging out, just chill out, just talking. But it's entertaining, it's fun, there's comedy, there's jokes, and it shouldn't be boring. Okay, talking sports should not be boring. It's not serious. We're not talking politics, we're talking sports. So, it links back to this. Here's the thing. Two things can be right. Was LeBron right to step to Stephen A. Smith and try to go at him for how he's been reporting his son? Yes. And which is the point that Stephen A. Smith made. LeBron is a father. That's a very important job. Yes, you're a basketball player, blah, blah, but you're a father. And any responsible father, if your son has been attacked in any way, you defend him. Yes, your son can study for himself. It doesn't matter. Like a mother never stops being a mother. A father never stops being a father. So it doesn't matter how old I am. My mom will always try to be very motherly to me. That's just what a good parent is. It doesn't matter how old you are. They will always try to parent you. But LeBron has to realize what the reality is we are in the era of sports entertainment. Whether you like it or not, that's just the reality. So basically, I used to work for a news channel. And like my boss, he'd always stress of like, no, we need to get the best headline. What is the headline that grabs people? And even when I worked because if let's say you like journalists, they're like your program editors, and your editor in chiefs, and they have to sift through the stories. I'm like, no, this is the story we're going to go with because this is what people want to hear, and this is the headline we're going to go with. So there's a lot done in terms of what the lead story is and what the headline is to grab people. Sports has now become sports entertainment, whether you like it or not. Sports analysis has now come to sports entertainment. I was just watching Inside the NBA, Charles Barkley. What the hell is that? You think that's sports analysis? Heck no. That's the last thing that those guys do. Those guys are entertainers. It's an entertainment show. And that's one of the best sports shows in the world. So on ESPN, for Stephen A. Smith, whether he likes it or not, you have to take the Bronny storyline. Whether he's the first pick or the 105th pick, you have to focus on what he's doing. And you have to critique him because it is such a compelling, amazing storyline. We have a father and son for the very first time playing at the same time. And it's not only any regular father and son. This is the son of arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm sorry. If I am running ESPN, whoever is working for me, any inkling of a Bronny James story, we're doing it. Oh, he's dating someone. Oh, he went 0 for 16, 0 for 20. Oh, he went 5 out of 5. Oh my gosh, he missed every free throw that they had. Everything he does, that's the lead story. If he does something of any significance, I don't care what the Cavaliers are doing. I don't care what the Thunder are doing. What did Bronny James do? Because audience. Audience dictates what a news network does. And this is the sad reality, whether you like it or not. The majority of the audience would rather hear about Bronny James's 0 for 16 than the Cavaliers winning their 12th in a row or the Thunder winning their 15th in a row. Now, if this was sports and sports integrity, who cares what the 55th pick does? Okay, the 55th pick went to the round of 15. Who cares? No, let's see what the Cavaliers are doing who are having a crazy season. Let's see what the Thunder are doing with a crazy season. But the reality is this, guys. Yeah, I've been doing it. Guys, trust me. I've been doing my trust me. 3-point specialist. The reality of the matter is this. The focus should be on this. Basketball. The integrity of the sport. Who is first? Who is doing the best? So the focus should be, what are the Thunder doing? What are the Cavs doing? Because those are the guys that are leading the respective conferences. That should be the reality. Focus on this. Focus on this. But the reality is, it's the Lakers, Real Madrid, the Yankees, Barcelona. Name all of the big franchises. The LA Lakers are one of the biggest sports franchises on the planet. It's LA. It's Lala. It's Hollywood. It's Tom Cruise. It's Denzel Washington. And they're second in the Western Conference. So anything surrounding them has to take the lead. I'm sorry. We stop living life how it should be. Start living life how it is. This is just how things are. Now, it should be about who cares about the Lakers? Who is the best? Who's doing the best? But I'm sorry. If there's a Lakers story, a Cavs story, and a Thunder story, if I'm the program editor or editor-in-chief, I'm going with the Lakers story. I am. Because that will garner the most interest. I'm sorry. That's just unfortunate truth. And for Bronny, yes, he has to be fully critiqued. Fully. Because that's what people will want to know. And this was from LeBron. And LeBron, when you vouched for Bronny and you brought him in, you knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen because you made him a target. Because as much as there are LeBron lovers, there are LeBron haters as well. So every single misstep Bronny would do, because LeBron, you're LeBron. You're LeBron. So those haters are waiting for every misstep of Bronny. And I always say that it puts Bronny in a tough position because, as one people have said, he's not great. Hence why he went to the 55th pick. But even if he's the 55th pick, you're Bronny James. If you were Shegun Kadri or Johnny Johnson or whoever, okay, 55th pick, who cares? But forget what pick you are. You're Bronny James. You're the son of Lebron James. There's going to be a greater microscope on you. And people will forget you the 55th pick and will just focus on, that's LeBron's kid. Did he do well or did he do badly? Is he a brick or is he a stud? Because this is the... So Cristiano's someplace. Yeah, look, he's just coming in here as like a squad player and everything. Every time he touches the ball, it's a big deal. Every time he touches the ball, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal because it's Cristiano's son. It's the son of one of the greatest club players that the game has ever seen. So Whether he's coming in as a squad player, he's only on a sub player. If you're running a sports network, what he does, how he trains, when he plays, how he plays, that's going to be the lead story because the audience demands it. Messi's son. This is the son of one of the greatest players of all time. When he eventually plays, whether he's a squad player or a sub player, what does he do? How old does he play? Is he as good as Messi? Oh, look at that. He did something very similar to Messi. As a network, that will have to be the lead story. More than what happened in the Champions League or what happened in this Premier League game. It's going to be about, oh, what did Messi's son do? Because the audience demands it. I remember when Jordi Cruyff was playing for Barcelona, and I think obviously the son of the famous Johan Cruyff. And there was a big deal made because, oh, this is the son of Jordi Cruyff. Could he possibly blah, 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 blah. And that's just what it is. And it was unfortunate because Jordi Cruyff was nowhere near as talented as his father. But there will always be a microscope on you if you're the son of a legend. And not the son of just any old legend, the son of one of the greatest players of all time. Like, no one cares what the son of Kwame Brown does. Okay, with all due respect, if Kwame Brown's son plays like, who the hell cares what the hell? Who the hell cares what the son of Kwame Brown does? It's freaking Kwame Brown. Who the hell cares? You know? Or again, a quality player, okay, the son of Al Horford. Or the son of who bring whoever. Like the son of what's his face, man? Oh gosh. Basically, put any mid player out there. Any mid player out there. Like, who cares? Okay, and let me give you Dirk Nowitzki's son. And Dirk Nowitzki is a quality player. But guys are like, okay, cool. But there will not be a large microscope because Dirk Nowitzki was a pretty damn good player. But this is Lebron James. Now, people said, wait a minute, okay, there's so much focus on this, but we're not focusing on Michael Jordan's kids. Why is that? Now, that is when you are really venturing off course because this is a sports show. Why do we need to talk about Marcus Jordan getting married to someone who was his nanny and who's a MILF? Why do we need to talk about Michael Jordan's son sniffing the white stuff on the coots on that Scontoriga? That's for TMZ. Let TMZ handle that. Bronny James is playing basketball in the NBA for the Lakers. If Marcus Jordan was playing for the Bulls, it will be the exact same thing. Especially if he was playing for the Bulls at the same time Michael Jordan was playing. Because see, this is like a potent mix. It's not only it's LeBron's son, they're playing at the exact same time. And I believe it's the very first time that a father and son are in the same basketball team. And the only other time I think it's happened in any other sport, because I know the Gudjonsens, I believe, played at the same time. Ido Gudjonsen and I think his father. And I can't remember the name. These two baseball players, I've forgotten what their names are. But these two baseball players both played at the same time. It's a rarity to be playing at the same time as your father. So I just think that I get it. People are crazy, but the game's the game. The game's the game, and it is just what it is. I respect LeBron for what he did because 100% defend your son, especially if you think that it's been overboard in terms of the criticism. So LeBron, he's well within his right to step to Stephen A. Smith. He's well within his rights. And especially if you don't respect him and you don't like him, step to him like that. You don't need to call him, step to him. But Stephen A. is literally just doing what is demanded of modern sports journalism, whether you like it or not.